How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I've been saying for a while that nameset videos are coming back, and well, today is the day, finally. Today I'm going to be showing you how to apply a nameset on a jersey using a home iron. Now, disclaimer before people start ranting on the comments, home iron is not the best method to use in order to add a nameset to your jersey. Preferably, you want to use a heat press. Home ironing is something that you can do if a heat press is just absolutely not available to you, but do it at your own risk because home irons, you have more chances for things to go wrong. Not saying that a heat press will fix all your problems because those can go wrong too, but the risk is higher with the home irons. So again, if you try this at home, do it at your own risk. If you mess it up, it's not my fault. But here, we like using the home iron because if things go wrong, well, at least it was funny. The materials you're gonna need, obviously a home iron like this one, just a standard one. You'll need, of course, an iron board, big or small, preferably big, but a small one like this will do. You'll need baking sheet or parchment paper, if that's how you pronounce it. Looks just like this, but it could also be brown. This is what you'll use to cover the nameset and protect it from getting burned from the home iron. And then this is optional, but I like to use a towel to wrap around the iron board just because when you apply pressure with an iron, sometimes these little metal things right here will imprint onto the jersey as well. So to avoid that, I wrap it around a towel. That way there's an extra layer protecting it from it. And then of course you need your namesets in your jerseys. Today we're gonna be applying a Kevin De Bruyne nameset and a Chloe Kelly nameset on two jerseys. KDB will go on this jersey right here, which is Man City's 24-25 home kit, and Chloe Kelly will go on this 24-25 away kit. These were two players that had their exit from City last season. Kevin De Bruyne being a big one since he's been in City for a really long time. Chloe Kelly being a bit of a controversial one. I still don't understand what happened there, but it is what it is. So I figured we put both of those back here. So let's get started. All right, so first things first, because I know everyone's going to be asking in the comments, I got these name sets custom made, so they're reproduction name sets. I got them from Cutting Edge Shirts here on Instagram. Everything they make here is custom, which in this case, like if you're looking for name sets for like older shirts, it's probably the best route to go with reproduction because original name sets eventually do expire or the glue is just not as effective. So the older the name set is, the harder it is to apply. So again, if you're looking to get name sets for older kits, going reproduction will probably be the better option. Their quality is really good. I do recommend them if you are looking for some reproduction name sets. They do get a lot of orders, so when you DM them, you know, have some patience. They are going to be a little bit slow at replying, but they're great people. I've used them many times, especially when I was doing the Argentina collection. So highly recommend them. Do check them out. Give them a follow on Instagram. And yeah, let's carry on with the video. So then here, the first thing we'll be doing obviously is getting the ironing board inside the shirt here, and then stretching it out, getting it nice and flat. Make sure it's placed correctly. The hardest part of this whole thing is getting the name set exactly lined up to where it needs to be. I'm not doing any measurements or anything like that. I'm pretty much just gonna eyeball it from this photo and just kind of estimate where the name set falls and where the numbers go. Like I said, this one's the hardest part, so make sure you do take the time to align everything properly. Make sure the shirt is properly aligned in the ironing board. Make sure the name is properly aligned according to like the neck. Make sure the numbers are aligned properly in accordance to the distance between the name and the number, and the space between, if it's like a double digit number, make sure it's spaced out correctly. Again, you can probably look up measurements on where exactly they're supposed to go, but me personally, I just prefer to eyeball it, just because sometimes measurements aren't always exactly what they're supposed to be. Once you get everything perfectly lined up the way you want it, that's when you want to bring in the parchment paper or baking sheet. You want to apply it directly on top of the name set and then slowly bring the home iron down to not necessarily go ahead and start pressing it and get it in there, but more just to kind of do like a light little press just to make sure it starts to get stuck on there, and then you won't have any problem with shifting. The last thing you want is for the name set to shift as soon as you start the application, because then it's going to be off center or just not straight, or it's just going to look weird. After you do that first light press, then you can go ahead and do a heavier press all around the name set. I would recommend holding it
10 seconds, maybe 15. Make sure your iron is set to like a medium heat. You can always adjust the heat later if needed. Once you press it for about 10-15 seconds, then you can release and go to another area and do the same thing. Once you've gotten all areas of the name set, then you can let it cool down for a little bit, see if it'll peel off. Some name sets require you to wait completely for it to cool down before you start peeling it. The best way to know for sure is that once you've let it cool down a little bit, start peeling it. If it doesn't peel off, then let it cool down all the way. And if it still doesn't peel off, then you can repeat the steps of reapplying heat and then trying again. In this case, with the KDB one, everything went pretty smoothly. I just had to press it once, and as you can see, it all came out very smoothly. No issues there at all. And so then now we're gonna repeat the exact same steps we did there with this Chloe Kelly one. Again, get it perfectly aligned the way you want it to be. In this case, I'm also gonna be using a reference photo, but this time of her actually wearing the kit. Again, once you get everything aligned, go ahead and put up the baking sheet. Come with a home iron straight down, apply the first layer of heat, then go ahead and do the full press heat, 10 to 15 seconds. In this case, as you can see, this one was being a little bit more stubborn with the peeling, so I let it cool down all the way, and it was still being stubborn. So we went back again, reapplied some heat, let it cool down just a little bit more. Still wasn't peeling, so we let it cool down all the way. And then I was able to find an area where it was peeling off, and then from there, just make sure you're being really gentle and peeling it off slowly. That way you don't cause an accidental rip. Once you're able to peel everything off, place the baking sheet back on top and reapply the heat just to make sure that it's fully stuck on there. And as you can see, it's all good now. And that's pretty much how to apply a name set using a home iron.
All right, here are the final results. We have KDB right here on this beautiful long sleeve kit, and we have Kelly right here on the other one. So you can see they came out really good. This one gave me no trouble. This one was a little bit more hesitant to peel off, but in the end they both came out great. Again, this is something you can do at your house with your home iron, but again, do it at your own risk. Do not blame me for burning your house down because you didn't know how to use a home iron. So again, do it at your own risk, but it is a way for you to add names and numbers to your jerseys at home if you don't have any access to a heat press. Because I know heat press is not something you can just go to the store and buy. They're expensive. They're really expensive. And unless you have like a local store that can do it for you, a home iron can be an alternative. If you are going to try this at home, make sure you start out on a kit that maybe you don't care too much about, because mistakes can happen. I've messed up quite a few, and it sucks when you mess up because you kind of ruin a jersey. So I would suggest maybe start with one that you don't like. That way, if it gets ruined, you won't care, and you get some practice. Then once you have enough practice and you feel good about it, then you can move on to the kits that you care about and you want to upgrade. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope I explained all the steps correctly in the video. However, you can always leave a comment if you have any questions. I'll try to answer them as best I can. You can also watch other nameset video applications that I've done. I've done quite a bit, so there's a lot of videos for you to watch as far as like nameset application on how to go about it. I did recently record a video with Bobby where we use a heat press to apply some namesets. We've spent a pretty good hour and a half doing all these namesets. So there will be a video of that coming out very, very soon. So make sure you stay tuned for that. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you do so. That way you don't miss out on that future content. Plus we do giveaways for every 1,000 subscribers, and the winner takes a free jersey home. And who doesn't like free stuff, right? But all right, y'all, hope you have a great day, week, month, year, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.